Welcome to the stream. I am going to be continuing my hunt for ShAlpha Rotom. And I'm trying an older... I haven't used this background in a long time. I definitely have not used it since I've been playing ZA, so I figured why not switch it up a little bit today, visually, for you as the viewer. Let me know if you like this new layout. And yeah, heading over, continuing pretty much what I was doing yesterday. I'm feeling revitalized. It's pretty early here. Happy Mother's Day to mothers out there. Treat your mom good today. Hopefully this won't take too long. I have a good feeling about this morning. Something tells me something good's about to happen. One sec, I'm gonna keep flying in here since I don't have the quest. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep flying in for a bit. And then I'll go around and check and see if I have any ShAlpha. I have a... what is it? Whatever the power is. It's not sparkling power in this game. Or is it? I don't think it is in this game. Maybe it is. I can't even remember. Yesterday is the first time I've streamed on the channel in probably like over a month. In a minute. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Champions. I was kind of ranting about it yesterday. How I've been enjoying that. Good times. Okay. Yeah, so I'll pretty much just maybe for like 5 minutes at least. I am using a level 4 donut in a level 5 zone, so I won't get as much value out of it, or time, calories. Yo, what is up, Overrated? Good morning. Are you excited for the next season? I've seen that you've been really into Pokemon Champions. That's great. I mean, in a couple days we should be getting a new season, which I'm thinking they'll just introduce... I'm thinking it'll still be Mega format and they'll add some more Megas, and maybe they'll add some more base Pokemon to the pool. Maybe new item, maybe some more items as well. Seems like they're like slow dripping the items into the game. I kind of like... I mean, at first I was kind of like confused by it, but I actually really appreciated the meta that is going on in the first season. Oh, okay. So it's gonna still be the same format. Yeah, I was wondering if that's what they would do as well, to give the competitive players that are playing in the regionals a little more consistency. But that's cool, so we'll start in June. That'll be fun. I mean, that means like once Mega Metagross is in the game, I feel like it's gonna completely reshape like what we're seeing right now. I don't think we're gonna be seeing a lot of internal Floette. Like maybe, but I feel like internal Floette's like so good right now just because of the limited meta. Like it's definitely strong. I think it's still good, but I mean even something like Sylveon arguably is a better choice on your team for a fairy attacker than Mega Floette, because then you can use your Mega slot for something else. I think I saw the clip in the Discord. Yeah, I mean, why would they do that? That's a goofy play, right? I mean, but I feel like Champions is kind of like, you're getting that variety, like veterans and new people. And it's going to be on the phone soon, which will really open up the floodgates for even a more... honestly, that's kind of sick to think that there's going to be even more people playing. It's nice too because if you just like playing the game, you accrue so many VP. Like, cause you get like 300 VP for like every match you win. Yeah, I'm sure Charizard made quick work of them. Charizard Y is one of the top picked Pokemon to use in the format currently. I think it's in the top 6 or maybe even top 5. It's a really good choice for a Mega slot. I was facing one. I posted a video on my channel, I don't know if you saw, but I was running, I think it was the most recent video I just posted yesterday on my VGC channel. I was running Altaria on my team with Cloud9, and I had it in my back. Like, I brought it as like one of my 3rd or 4th. And I had Blastoise and I think Snorlax in the lead. And I knew the Charizard was going to Mega into a Y and go for Solar Beam into Blastoise. So I switched into Altaria on Blastoise. And Cloud9 completely removes the effects of Drought. So whenever the Charizard went for Solar Beam, it had to waste 2 turns to use it. So pretty much, I destroyed it with Snorlax and Blastoise. I mean, not Blastoise, Altaria. It was pretty hilarious. It was like an actually pretty sick move. Little things like that are fun to do with like fake out blocking stuff like Serena or Farigiraf, like bring it in the back line and baiting them out to go for fake out. Or maybe if they have Sableye lead, they might feel comfortable going for the priority status. Then you just switch in Farigiraf. Nope. Oh, cool. You're gonna hunt Virizion Sword? That's the one I still need to hunt in this game. I want to try to finish at least the decks. But I did want to get this ShAlpha Rotom. That was kind of where I left off when I was grinding in this game. Figured I'd pick up where I left off to at least start, you know. Here, I'm gonna run around and see if I see anything. There's not a lot, unfortunately, in this area. Like, I maybe get like 12 checks in total. Ay, ay, ay. Nothing. Dang it. The hunt to end all hunts. Come on. That's cool though. In a way, I'm kind of glad that they're not going to change the format just yet for champions, because that means I can kind of explore. Because I started getting a little more comfortable in the format, and I just started like running stuff. Like literally, I ran this like my last video. I built this very. Like, it's meant to like kind of trick you on team preview because I'm running Blastoise, Venusaur, and Altaria, so I could be running either. Wait, is that a Shundo? No, it's not. It's gone. I saw the Rotom Heat ShAlpha, and for a second I almost thought it was the yellow electricity, but maybe I was seeing the fan. Ay, ay, ay. I just want to get the ShAlpha Rotom and name it Ed. That's what I've determined its name will be, is Ed. Because I have 2 other shiny Rotoms, and they're not named Ed and Eddie, but they're kind of gonna be Ed and Eddie in my mind. I'll always view this Rotom as Ed. Even if canonically they're not named Ed and Eddie in their souls. I could technically rename the one. The one I already have a nickname for it because I think I Masuda methoded it in Sword, and it took me so long to hatch it. I was over odds, I remember. I think I named it after how I felt. It was like finally, and I just put a bunch of like characters, kind of like implying I was cursing. That was so long ago. There's a clip of it though on my channel. That's the cool thing. I can use it in battle and remember where its origins were. I'm gonna take a peek. I'm just impatient. Wow, it's like all just base form Rotom. What are the odds? If this is also base form Rotom, that's kind of wild. Okay, it's not. Almost. Yeah, I don't really like hunting in this area ever for shinies. I'm kind of making the exception. Mainly because I have no real option. It's my level 5. But yeah, the sewers I'm not a big fan of. Especially when it's like a really small one. I mean, sometimes they have hidden pathways, but I really couldn't find one. Maybe there is one here, and I'm just not seeing it right, but it just feels like this is extra small. It's extra small. Plus moves can't be blocked. Trying to get my living decks in order for my shinies. So that's one of the cool things about Champions I thought was nice is when it's taking Pokemon from home, it doesn't rearrange everything. So I can actually keep all my shiny competitive Pokemon in my living decks and still get value out of them and use them in battle. Wonderful. Goodness. Come on, Alpha Power. Just line up with a shiny. Do it for old time's sake. Yeah, I'll pretty much just keep going until I'm getting close for this donut to run out. I'll do one final check, and then I'll just soft reset. You know how we do it here. But yeah, I want to get the Volcanion shiny. And that's going to require me to still do some of these scans to get my full decks and all that. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of mine are... Like, yeah, I need to catch stuff still. I don't think I've finished the Hyperspace Pokedex. Let's freaking go. What do you know? Let's freaking go. What do you know? Connection seems solid this morning, which is great. I'm up. I didn't even really sleep that long because I was live late last night. Just couldn't really sleep. I just figured I'll get up, get some coffee, and just get the ball rolling. Some 99-cent McDonald's coffee. What a deal. I spent 99 cents for a full year. That's $365. That's life-changing money. I don't know, ever since it's like on the McDonald's app, it seems like it never runs out. Like they renew it every single month that you can get a coffee for 99 cents no matter what size. In this economy. Like how am I ever gonna get a coffee anywhere else? Like, yeah, maybe the coffee could be better, but I feel like McDonald's coffee is actually not even that bad. It's like actually a pretty decent price. You know? Yo, what's up, Ethan? Welcome to the stream. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. I'm out here trying to get my ShAlpha Rotom. Probably gonna go check here in a second. I'll fly in a couple more times. If I don't find it, I'll just have the software set. I only have a level 1 sparkling and alpha power going, so I don't really get a guaranteed shiny upon coming in, which typically is probably the best way to get the alpha, because you can just keep respawning it in until you get an alpha spawn. Oh wait, no way. Is that it? I would, if that was it, I would be blown. Nah, it's gone. It looked a little darker, like it was red, but it was probably just orange on the lighting. Dang it. I almost got my hopes up. Yeah, I feel like it just gets a little tricky between all the forms here. I'll go check after this. And then I'll just software set if I don't find it. Alpha, no shiny. There's a couple back here, and then yeah, if there's no alpha shiny, then yeah, it looks like that's a wrap. Let me start from my backup. Every time I start a new hyperspace, there is a chance I could get the alpha quest, and a really small chance I can get the shiny one, because I have gotten it before, even with a low level. Oops. I accidentally bumped it. But, it's not consistent in any way. Getting the guaranteed alpha is, like, yeah, at least there'll be an alpha upon walking in, but it's still going to be a shiny roll, which is, like, still pretty low odds. Getting the shiny quest is a different story, though, because it's more likely to spawn in an alpha with the guaranteed shiny spawn. You'll definitely find it faster. But yeah, this donut I'm using is just mid. And it's like, yeah, I could spend all this time software setting for a better donut. But then it's like, at that point, what am I spending more time doing? Like, software setting the donut or software setting the actual hunt? Hard to say, because it's all probability at the end of the day, and there's probably no real correlation. It's like all chance constantly. Like, maybe you can look at the probability, like, this is better odds, but your experience could prove different. See, so I get the alpha spawn here, but it's just regular. I'm gonna do an initial check, and then I'm gonna fly in for a bit. Yeah, but I really do not enjoy this zone for hunting. Feels very wonky. Like, I don't really have a good way to reset them. Like, maybe they reset when I run all the way back and forth. Maybe I can do that. It's probably just faster to fly in, though, realistically. Like, maybe I'd get a little more stimulation by running, but this is by far more efficient. Yeah, so I'll just kind of fly in for a bit, and then I'll go do another check. Sometimes I occasionally just look up. They have the yellow electricity instead of blue, then it is a shiny. The Rotom fan one always kind of catches me off guard. I think it's mainly the body changes to dark red. Because normally it already looks yellow. Yeah, I want to get... I just want a giant ShAlpha. It's like name. It's gonna be Ed. I will never forget. Its name needs to be Ed. Then I might even make an ice team on champions and use Ed as a giant refrigerator, you know? To just throw some blizzards out. I remember back in the day trying to make an ice team with Rotom Frost. And it was always just like underwhelming. Like ice in general, like hell back in the day. It was, and it was a little bit different. Like they buffed it in Gen 9. It used to be called Hail, and it would do like even like residual damage at the end of the turn, similar to how Sandstorm is. But they changed it in the last gen, and I think even the defense boost mechanism is new. So it adds a defense boost to ice types now in the snow, which they definitely need because of like fighting and rock weakness. And typically those are physical moves. I mean, there are special variants, but I feel like it's not as common. A lot of times normal type Pokemon are a little more on the special defense side. So I feel like going physical attacker makes a lot of sense for like fighting. C and Alpha. Come on. Thanks for coming out. Hope you're having a great morning. Hope everyone's doing well. I am just gonna keep on flying in and hope for the best. It would be pretty awesome to actually get my ShAlpha, because then I can actually do a new scan. And I still need Virizion and Latios shiny. I have 3 of the 5 legendaries caught. So it would be nice to actually get that done. I have good donuts for those hunts as well. So. Let's see. Yo, what's up, Jersey? Welcome back. Good to see you again, man. Yeah, I didn't end up finding it yet. But I'm gonna commit because I already put my mind to this. I need to find Ed. Ed needs me to find them pretty much. Down here, they're not living to their full potential to be a big bridge. That would be kind of crazy if when I did find it, it was actually in the fridge form. It would almost be destiny. Never know. That'd be pretty awesome. Imagine like I wouldn't accept any other form of the ShAlpha. Like I was like, even if I found a ShAlpha, if it's not in the ice form, I'm not catching it. Very nice. It's a good way to spend Sunday, get some work in, and then relax a bit with a hobby you enjoy. Alright, sick. Yeah, so I'll give it a couple minutes before I go check. Okay. I really hope I just get it within the next hour. Because aside the stream that I did yesterday, I did actually try hunting this. Like a month or so ago. I didn't keep the stream up because I was having really bad connection issues like the entire stream. And it's one of the reasons why it slowed down a lot here. I just felt like I couldn't figure out why I was getting such bad It was only really with OBS. It wasn't as if I was experiencing internet connection issues, typically. Sometimes computers be weird like that. Small updates, drivers out of date. Could even be something out of my control entirely. Power lines down. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything yet. I might do a check here just to get some dopamine. Nothing there. I don't see anything over there. Dang, not even any alpha. How could it be? Dude, not even one alpha. How unlucky. It's okay. I saw a bunch of shinies yesterday. I think about 4 in my entire time grinding. So that's not like bad or anything. I mean, that's pretty standard. It's more about trying to get lucky and connecting that roll of the shiny and the alpha together. I'm trying to think what Pokemon I would really want to hunt in this as an alpha after this, if I saw it. Definitely if I found a fossil one. I have a rock. I think it's level 3 in both. So something like that would go way smoother than this hunt. Like if I had a level 3 electric in alpha, I'd probably have found it already. With how much time I've put into it. But level 1 on both is kind of like puts you in this weird position that I'm in. Oh. Looking at this. Yeah, I think I'm just seeing things. I remember when Rotom was first introduced. It almost felt like a legendary, how rare it was. Like some of these old event, or not like event Pokemon, they were like you got one encounter with them. Like you never actually caught them in the wild or whatever, you just got gifted them. Yeah, well, I think when I think about, I don't know if I've ever verbalized it, but when I was playing like Legends Arceus and just seeing all the Rotom out in the wild, I don't know, something felt off about that. Even though that is probably how they are, really, in the Pokemon world, to some degree. It just felt very exclusive. And usually, like, Pokemon that you only get one of in a playthrough had, like, a... You know, felt like a more value to it. What the heck is this stuff? How do these get past the sensors? How do they do it? Alright. Seeing some alpha, but no shine. Back room, any luck? Ay, ay, ay. I'm just gonna reset. Why not? Early morning grind for a ShAlpha. Yeah, Ed, where are you at, man? Bro. If I could name it Buttered Toast, maybe I will. Because I feel like that would be such a good name. Something about it just feels right. Buttered Toast. Alright, let me head back over. This donut sucks. I'll never settle for less again. I mean, honestly, it's actually not like that bad. I don't know. Like, I spent a lot of time trying to get an electric donut. I'm telling you, is it like really worth resetting forever? Like, I literally saw the sparkling and the alpha together. I'm like, oh my god, I have to keep it. But maybe it's really just the way it synergizes with this particular zone. It doesn't feel that good. And like, if I was just looking for shinies, I would have already accomplished that. But it needs to be an alpha shiny. Yeah, I'm just gonna go hog wild this one and actually knock out some of these balls. Because I'm predicting that this is the one. I can feel it in my loins that this is gonna be the time that I get my ShAlpha. Alright, let me fly back in. Hey Cade, Brady, welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well. So yeah, I'll just keep flying in for a little bit and then I'll do another check. Hopefully. Hopefully I get lucky. I'm doing well. Right now I'm hunting for a ShAlpha, a shiny alpha Rotom. I don't really like the zone particularly. It feels very like janky and small, but it's pretty much what I got for my level 5 scan. Happy Sunday, hope you're having a good weekend. It'll soon be a new week. How exciting, right? Hopefully I can get my shiny alpha Rotom. Hey Lukey, Duyo, welcome to the stream as well. Hope you're having a great day. Alright, so as of right now, I'm just kind of gonna keep flying in for a bit. Then I'll do a check. Okay, let's see. I was doing a little bit of this hunt yesterday evening and I didn't have any luck, obviously, if I'm still here, but I was saying a little bit earlier, I did encounter 4 shinies, but I'm not settling for just regular shinies here. That's good, I'm glad everything's okay. I'm just gonna check. So, all the different forms of Rotom will spawn here. But I just want an alpha variant of Rotom, and I can change it however I want outside of battle. But as of right now, haven't had much luck finding it. I only have a level 1 power of Shining and Alpha going. So I don't really get like a guaranteed shiny spawn every time I come into the zone. I think that's the best way to hunt alphas in the hyperspace. Because you're essentially guaranteed a shiny every time you soft reset. And then you can just kind of bank it on the alpha roll. But in my condition, I'm like I have to align both rolls, like the alpha roll and the shiny roll, which makes the odds a little bit lower. Yeah, so I'm just flying in because that seems like maybe the best way to just despawn things and hopefully get lucky. I can't imagine this would take me like 10 hours or something. Like maybe, I think on average, maybe a hunt like this could take 10 hours, maybe. Like worst case scenario plus best case scenario. Someone could probably, one time I found a ShAlpha that I was looking for an EV on my very first time going into the zone. But I also had the shiny Pokemon quest that I was talking about that gives you a guaranteed shiny spawn. But with a level 1 donut in that realm, it doesn't really guarantee you get those quests. It's a very slow probability that you'll get the quest even. So it's not really consistent. So yeah, this hunt I'm doing is kind of like, it's not really efficient, I guess. It's really just a matter of, like, it's good. It's still a good way to hunt. It's way faster than a lot of games, but I just don't really, I'm kind of settling on a weaker donut because I just kept soft resetting for donuts, and that's the one thing that I don't like about this game is how random the ingredients are. Like in Scarlet and Violet, at least, if I wanted to make a certain type of sparkling power, I just did the same recipe every time. But in this game, it's all random, like what you get, which I find to be kind of annoying. Kind of like kills the... It makes it way too grindy because then you're soft resetting with your materials that you're... Like, yeah, you could just keep every donut you make for sure. But then you're just gonna have a bunch of random donuts that might not be... Not that they might not be viable, you could just use them to get more berries, right? Logically. You can just use those bad donuts and zones and just collect the items. But I'm sure, if you've been shiny hunting in this game, seriously, you know what I'm talking about. It's like just a lot of like soft resetting. Like I think I was sitting there for like an hour or so, like trying to get a donut just for this hunt. And this is what I got. And once I saw it, I was like, I legitimately would rather just start hunting instead of soft resetting for the donut or the hunt that I'm gonna have to soft reset for anyways, probably, right? Like, yeah, maybe my probability is not as high as if I had a level 3 Sparkling Electric and Alpha. But I feel like eventually I will get it with this same donut. And who's to say? I don't know. I'm not living alternate timelines simultaneously. For all I know, I still wouldn't have found the donut I need after I passed up that donut, because it's so random. Because you're not guaranteed to get a shiny, you're not guaranteed to get a alpha power, and you're not guaranteed to get them together either, let alone the correct type that you need. Like, best case scenario, you get an all types sparkling, and then whatever that combines with. It's probably one of the best donuts to have. But then I feel like it turns into, you almost hoard these items because you're like, I need to use it on the perfect hyperspace zone. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit here. Maybe it's not that serious. But I do not really enjoy how random the donuts are. I do wish there was a consistent recipe that you could keep using to get, like, just constantly get the same thing you're looking for. Like, I hate, like, RNG being introduced into things, like, when it feels almost unnecessary. Like, it's one thing if it's, like, it kind of makes it more interesting or, like, adds more variety to the game. But I just feel like it just kind of, like, adds too much randomness to a part of the game that you probably want a little more control over. Because you can't control the scans at all. Like I can't control what spawns daily or what spawns in my level 5. It's like too many layers of randomness on randomness. And then it's like every hyperspace is timed. So you only have like a limited amount of room to even hunt in those areas. Gotta be like super efficient. Very intentional. I mean, overall, like, it's a pretty easy game to get shinies in, but there's always that one hunt that just kind of breaks you. I feel like in every, like, yo, what's up, Spam Ton? Neo, welcome to the stream. There's always like a shiny hunt that like kind of breaks you. Open a GIF on Pokemon Go. I haven't done that in forever, like on stream. Maybe I should do that. That could be actually kind of interesting to do. I wonder if it can connect the way. I wonder if I have it set up on this properly. I kind of want to see if I can do this real quick. That's cool. Thanks for coming out to the stream. I hope you're all having a great start to your weekend. Early morning Sunday here. I'm gonna see if I can do this real quick. Like I said. Trying to multitask. Give me a second. I'm legitimately gonna open up Pokemon Go and try to open a gift on stream. I'm gonna actually do the thing. It's something on Twitch, if you're wondering what I'm talking about. They redeemed points. Do I have it set up so I can do it over here? I feel like I should. If I don't have it on this screen, I could just change my screen real quick. Alright, let me just real quick. I think I have... I'm just looking at my sources. I have so many things going on here. Well, let me see what this says. Did it work? There we go. Look at that. Just real quick. Why not? Whose gift should I open? I'll open up Flying Pizza's gift. Oh look, yeah. This is one of my buddies. He plays Go competitively. Looks like he's down in the Los Angeles regional. That's awesome. Send that out. Let me catch these real quick, why not? Sorry about that, I had a little bump, a little hiccup there in the connection. I actually have enough Zygarde cells to evolve my Zygarde to the next form. I finally started doing routes and I was like, wow. I might actually... I never saw myself ever doing this in the game. And I'm like, oh my god, I might actually be able to crew enough to get it to its final form. Which, you know, I might want to end up doing for the Mega eventually. Anyways, let me head back over to the other screen for now. Thanks for redeeming that. Hopefully it was everything you dreamed of. Alright, I'm gonna go check around here real quick. Since I don't really have a lot of time left before I gotta soft reset. Alright. Let me keep resetting. What a wonderful time. Ay, ay, ay. Yo, what's up, Sombra? Welcome to the stream. Shout out to my homie, Sombra. Good friend on Twitch, and I've met them a few times at a few different regionals in the past. Do you still go and compete at all? It's okay so far. Not really having much luck. I found shinies, but I can't keep them. I only need the ShAlpha that I will name Ed. Yeah, I feel that. If you would compete again, do you know what you would play? Because I know you were playing some VGC at some point, but I kind of want to get into Champions a little more seriously. Like, I don't know if I'll do it now during this current cycle, but maybe the following cycle I might try to go to a couple regionals, depending on financial stuff. Yeah, yeah, TCG is like your bread and butter. I saw that, I saw in that one tournament recently, like that regional, was it in Texas? Where the kid, I guess he didn't finish the play. And he like saw he drew the winning card and like threw his headphones down on the table, messing up like the counters and the way the game was like laid out. He got disqualified, or got like a game lost because of it. That was kind of funny to me. Unfortunate, but like it was like kind of like getting like kind of like tossed in with the Pokemon Go guy who got disqualified for bad sportsmanship or whatever. Like, that was like so funny. I mean, I'm really sad actually. Like, I can't believe they viewed what that guy did as unsportsmanlike. Like, pretty sad. Hilarious, but sad. Like, kind of like dystopian in a way. Like, it's like better you than me type stuff. But it's like, I can't even believe that happened. But yeah, I think in regards to with the cards, I feel like it kind of makes sense. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, I feel like there should be maybe a little more nuance, right? But like, I feel like when I looked at it, I was like, this is probably the only one I could kind of see out of these like controversial Pokemon. I mean, it's kind of funny, and not like funny, it's kind of sad actually. There's like so much controversial play Pokemon calls in general. Like, why is it? Hello, hello, hello. Am I back? Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I got like a big hiccup there in the stream. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I'm back. But yeah, I was trying to say how it's kind of interesting how there's like almost like a common trend with play Pokemon making bad plays. Yeah, the Pokemon Go one was probably the worst because I legitimately could not understand what I was looking at that was wrong. At least with the card game one, it's like, I feel like they at least had somewhat of a legitimate like case. Like, it's kind of dumb still, because yeah, he definitely should have won. Like, he was going to win. He was just kind of like, maybe the adrenaline hit him. Maybe there was a lot of stakes on the line. I don't really know. I wasn't paying attention to TCG like that. I never really do. But yeah, it is unfortunate. Like, I'm not like necessarily saying these kids or whatever deserve what happened, because I don't think that's true. I think it is unfortunate that the Pokemon Company is maybe a little too serious about how they handle some of these situations. Like, kind of unnecessary to be that like harsh on these kids. And they are, like, a lot of time. I mean, like, the one guy I don't think is a kid. He's an adult for Pokemon Go, but the Pokemon Go one was kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying 100%. Like, I feel like a good judge could see the nuance between, like, malicious behavior and if it's something that, like, really affected the match ultimately. You know what I mean? Because the thing with the Pokemon Go one, they were trying to say that earlier in the match, like, I guess the guy was, like, shaking the table, and it affected the way the broadcast went. And I'm like, I feel like no one who's a viewer would have ever even realized this, or had that thought, or I don't think anyone noticed anything. It's like a almost just like completely made up reason to justify why they did what they did. Yeah, I mean, but what I'm trying to say is I don't even think as a viewer you would be able. There is a noticeable, like, even with them telling us that. Like, I feel like if you rewatch it, you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, as a viewer, if I have no idea what you're talking about, then, like, why do you even care? You know what I mean? Like, this is affecting our broadcast. But did it? The only thing, it's almost like a Streisand effect where, like, more people are looking at that match because of what happened, not because of anything that was technical. Like, no one, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything, like, in regard, like, there has been technical issues, I know. You know, with, like, phones not connecting, internet problems. Like, I remember the one Los Angeles, I think it was Los Angeles. Like, that one regional during Scarlet Violet a while ago had, like, a couple hours late start or something, I remember. Yeah. It is strange. Like, I feel like Play Pokemon just makes these weird decisions. Like, they have, like, too many sensitive people that are, like, using their feelings over logic. Like, that's what it seems like. It's like they felt a certain way, so they had to, like, use their power to enforce, like, tyranny. That's what it, like, starts to feel like, is, like, straight up, like, tyranny. Like, I know it's not. I'm being a little dramatic. Like, I don't actually feel that way. You know? But it's like, when the company already kind of just has, like, a face of, like, almost like they can't do anything wrong, and they'll always, like, come out on top. Like, you can't criticize it because, I mean, you can, and you should, but I don't know if I'm, like, wording it how I'm actually thinking about it. I just feel like Pokemon's such a fascinating company. Like, remembering that it came out of nothing. Like, experiencing its whole life. Like, I mean, not shelf life, what am I talking about, shelf life? It's probably gonna go on way past me. I'll be gone, like, just dust in the wind, and Pokemon will probably still be putting out new generations. The legendary Epsteinmon. No, I'm just joking. That'd be messed up. We're going to the island. It's based off Epstein Island, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, that's so messed up. But I mean, they're gonna run out of ideas eventually. They're gonna have to start tapping into like. You know, they're always taking experiences from life, influence from real life. Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, when you look at just like things in general, I was watching this random thing on the internet. I don't even know, like, that's just how shorts be. But it was like this place in West Virginia that apparently, like, this corporation's like dumping all their like waste in the water and it's like polluting and people are dying of cancer. And I'm just like, what the heck? And it's like local people reporting on this issue because the local like government ignores it because they're getting paid off. And it's just like really sad to realize how corrupt money and power is like virtually everywhere. I mean, it's like I feel like I'm not like so jaded to just be like what is better, like some little form of organization and control, or just sheer chaos and like liberation on a level where like there's like what happens after you like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many like layers to like what what could be. Life could be just straight up chaos like medieval times. Like imagine there's no rules or laws. Like people regress to their most basic instincts. Be frightening times. You don't even know what your neighbor is capable of, really, when you put them in a position of survival. Versus you. It could be utter chaos. I feel like humans would just regress back into power structures regardless. It almost feels like something innate in like our species. Like they'd break away from like what they call like tyrannical like capitalism to just create like obviously like tribalism again. Anyways, let me focus on the ShAlpha Pokemon. It's kind of interesting though with like play Pokemon because I know people that have applied who are Pokemon professors. Like you can actually, I think you can just apply online to become a Pokemon professor. Like maybe they train you. I'm not entirely sure how the process is. But like, dude, come on, get some judges who actually can like see nuance. Like I don't feel like there would be much backlash if a judge like did the opposite ruling on both of those. You know? Like do you think if the player did draw the card and it was like the winning play and they did what they did and the judge was like, you still won because you were gonna win, do you think like the community would actually be mad about that call? Like, oh, but actually he never even finished the play. Like what do you think would have more backlash? Like that the well actually crowd who are probably already like contrarian to some degree, like do you even care to satisfy or get validation from people like that, or do you like just piss off everyone? I don't know. I don't think I feel like most people probably don't care that much, but I feel like more people are inclined to at least like emotionally be connected to it. You know, you're either indifferent or like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm not saying you're like emotionally invested, but I feel like if you could make the decision, like you had all the power, I feel like most people would probably just give the kid the win. You know, unless you're a stickler for the roles. Yeah, straight A student. I like structure and just consistency, something that's very predictable. I don't want to risk anything in life. Yeah, they get very low, with very little expectations for compensation, so you end up with people who do it just for the control. Yeah, they don't have leadership. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I imagine there are people that have zero leadership skills whatsoever. They weren't no Boy Scout or Girl Scout growing up. But you learn how to lead. Yeah, I'm not trying to judge them, honestly. I feel like a lot of times they're just like people that are just Pokemon fans, really. I don't even think it's necessarily like a power structure thing. Like, how much power do you really have as a Pokemon judge? You're kind of just, you know, not like that powerful or anything. That'd be kind of funny, like, the power. Pokemon Professor. The amount of times I've had to call out lead judge for being nasty to other judges in the middle of floor like one. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, there does tend to seem to be like this desire for like, it's like a common trope of people, I feel like, that are like moral police and all that. Maybe that's where it stems from. I mean, a lot of people like to throw around the term narcissism, but I mean, there might be something to it. There are people that are actually clinically diagnosed to be a narcissist that are, you know, ranging on a spectrum to a degree. But I mean, I feel like people just belittle words on the daily, whether it be to like lessen the word or kind of like recontextualize something in a negative light more than, you know, or, you know, even in the opposite, like maybe like make something that's horrid seem less, or normalize it or whatever. Dude, I kind of want to become a Pokemon professor and just like go straight up like Sith. Like ruin some kid's dreams of ever like loving Pokemon. Like traumatize them. And the grown adults too. I've been playing since I was a kid. I mean, that's literally me. But I'll make fun of them for it. I'll hit him where it hurts. Onk. Alright, let's go. Yo, what's up, Lucky? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yo, what's up, Kaigum, homie? Shout out to Kaigum. My buddy. It's great to see you. Shout out to Kaigum, Pokemon Go streamer. Exceptional human being. Oh yeah? Which league are you playing? Dude, that's amazing. I'm glad to hear that you made that jump up the expert, homie. That's amazing. Jungle Cup. Hell yeah, bro. That's great. Legends and arm's reach of you. What are you running in Jungle Cup? Yeah, man, I mean, you're within like 250 elo. At that point. As long as you've been pushing. Togekiss, Tenta, and Piloswine. That does seem good. I do like Togekiss and Jungle Cup. Piloswine probably. Isn't that like one of the best picks in the format? It is usually a good idea to use something like that as like a closer. Because if you can get rid of the things that threaten it, it can usually just kind of like wreck house. Yeah, that's what I thought. Palace One's like top ranked. It's like usually I'll either bring something that completely counters the top pick, or like can handle at least like the top 5 picks varying, or you just run it like one of the top picks in like your pocket. I mean, obviously every match is going to be different, but I feel like it usually feels good as like a sweeper, because I feel like a lot of people might lead Palace One. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really played much since Champions came out. I've been thinking about this actually, because I kind of like stopped pushing. I was thinking I would try to push this season to Legend, and I just stopped playing. And when Champions came out, it's like, it's been a challenge to, like, you know, trying to get the champion rank is really difficult, but I almost feel like more fulfilled grinding that game than I have been playing Go Battle League. But I don't know. Like, honestly, I go back and forth with it all the time. I think I've more just been... It's not even like I don't want to play Go. It's just I can't really realistically do both. GBL's grind is definitely a little more... it's like designed to keep you, like, stagnated more. Like with VGC, hitting Master Ball is still a grind, but once you hit Master Ball, there's still a rank above Master called Champion. Yeah, I didn't really like the Experimental Cup. The battling feels very, like, choppy. Like, if you don't know, in Pokemon Go, they've been trying to revamp the battling system for PvP. And they have a cup available for Go Battle League right now. It's been up for a couple weeks, where they're letting you sample the new battle system in Great League. It feels very janky. Yeah, it's not really that good, right? Unfortunately. Like, that's unfortunate to hear. Dang it, I almost thought this was it. It looked almost like the ShAlpha. It always tricks me. Because it looks like it's a dark red, but then it's just the orange. Thanks for coming out to the stream and chat me up a little bit while I try my best. I'm just gonna soft reset at this point, why not? I don't know, I might try to get in some more battles. Maybe I'll see like how I feel. Maybe today I'll like try to put some battles in. Maybe not on stream, but maybe I'll try to do some sets since I'm kind of like traveling. Could be fascinating. Maybe I'll get on a good win streak and try to push at least to like expert or something. I don't know if I could realistically hit Legend with how much time there's left. I'm just visiting fam. Not like traveling. I've been back and forth a lot this past year, from west to east on the states. Yeah, getting the cosmetics might be worth it alone. It is harder. Like, I mean, I think like Go's competition's really difficult. VGC is also extremely difficult, but it's like a different type of difficult. Like, there's a lot more variety on how you can combat in VGC versus Go. It's a little more straightforward. Hey, a Shade stuck in the abyss. Welcome to stream. Yeah, I have some of the OG Legend poses. Like Blue, I think was one of the ones back in the day. Like, for example, I made this team in Champions, where I was running Cloud9 Altaria, kind of a spicy pick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got Legend from like Season 3 onward for a while. Right now I'm hunting for Shiny Alpha Rotom. I have a Hyperspace that's level 5 that I scanned, that's Rotom. And I have a level 1 Sparkling Electric and Alpha Donut. So I'm hoping to spawn in a ShAlpha, which I haven't been lucky just yet with. What was the pose for Season 6? I can't even remember. I do like kind of want to try to hit Legend. Like I always tell myself every season over the past couple years, like I want to hit Legend again. But then every time I play, like there's always like inconsistencies with how the game functions. You're just leveling up your Gardevoir and Garchomp because they are level 89, and the rest of your team, Gengar, Yveltal, and Zygarde, are level 100. Oh, that's really cool. You just like knocking out stuff or whatever, or using items. Oh, I know you mean like the one where they're like standing, kind of like. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think I have that one. Kind of like on the tippy toes or whatever. Like almost like looks like they're like trying to like something like that. I don't remember 100%. I don't know. I'd have to check. Maybe I don't have that one. Level 100 Hawlucha, very nice. Hawlucha be cooking in VGC with Mega Hawlucha and Entrainment. I don't know. Some games that have been around for a while, like Hearthstone, for example. Like, I'm sure a lot of other games do this, but it's the one game that came to mind since I do play it. Yeah, if you see Mega Hawlucha on ladder, you have to assume you're gonna get Entrainment Fisher, Sheer Cold, or something. But, they would put out events where if you complete the event, you can get a random avatar or card back that was released in the past. Like maybe there's a certain pool it's limited to, but I could see Go like really capitalizing on something like that. I mean, like imagine like Go introduced a way to pay money and you can get an old pose from 6 years ago. Of course people are gonna do that. You named all your Pokemon except Gengar cause trade in Italian, so for the sake of the game, I'll translate in English. We got Chompy, Garchomp, Cake Pie, Gardevoir, Los Macho, Hawlucha, Zigu, Zuga, Zygarde, that's a great name. Little Salami, Yveltal, and Gengar. Those are great names. I love Zigazuga. I watched someone get knocked out before they could use entrainment, and their Snorlax proceeded to hit 2 blind fishers. That's wild. Yeah, anytime I see Hawlucha, I just double into it. I'm like, hell no. That's all I need is... Like, I never thought I would fall for that tech, because I knew it existed, like, early on, before I even encountered it. And I did encounter it once, and for some reason, when I saw the Hawlucha on my team preview, I wasn't thinking like, oh, this is definitely the gimmick, even though it should have been obvious. I feel like that's the only reason people run Mega Hawlucha, and I felt susceptible to that, and I felt so dumb. Like I like literally had to stop playing for the rest of the day. I was like, you know what? I need time to do other things in my life, because this is not working out for me. But you know, sometimes that's just kind of how it is when you're playing VTC. Because once you have that experience, you're probably not going to let it happen again. Yeah, ShAlpha Rotom. So, it's a shiny alpha I'm looking for. No luck as of yet, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm just flying on in. Yeah, for here it's been taking some time, unfortunately. Yeah, Hawlucha with not Mold Breaker, no guard. Definitely be cooking. I mean, that's the thing, like there's a lot of like really fascinating interactions that you can accomplish. I'm trying to think of one I saw recently. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something, I mean, even like I saw it's a really popular Pokemon content creator that does like a lot of single battles. Hayden. He's like one of the OGs from like back in the day. I saw he put out a video with Explosion Mega what the hell? I'm trying to remember what it's called for some reason. Like Snorunt's one evolution. Like why can I remember? Not Frostlass, but Glalie. Mega Glalie. So it turns normal moves into an ice move and gives it a 20% boost, and you can learn Explosion. So you can legitimately like helping hand Explosion on the field and just remove everything from the field. It's pretty hilarious. Oh wait, I remember now. Someone was saying it was with Water Tauros. They exploded, removed everything from the field, and then they brought in Water Tauros with Mega Pinsir and went for Storm Throw, which always guarantees a crit, and they used it into their own Tauros, which had Anger Point, which Anger Point, it once you get crit, it maxes your attack. So turn 1, I think they used Tailwind with Whimsicott, used Explosion, removed their Pokemon from the field. It wasn't with Glalie for this team. I forget what Pokemon it was. I think it was Garganacl. They used Explosion with Whimsicott, cleared their side of the field, brought in Mega Pinsir with Tauros, and swept this person under Tailwind by using EQ with Tauros at max attack. I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, it's always kind of fascinating to use like your own attack into your own Pokemon to activate its ability, like Justified, or with like Annihilate and Mouse Hold, you know, getting up your Anger Point. Your Hawlucha got a fly move. I don't know the English name. Oh yeah, Flying Press. I know what you're talking about. It's the dual typing one. Starmie is fun. There is a Starmie. I know what you're talking about with Explosion. Starmie's is a little bit different though, because you can actually pair that with something like Passimian. And Passimian has an ability called Receiver. So this is something I saw on Ladder, because they were using coaching into their own Starmie with it, and I was like, dang, that's actually pretty smart. But then they used Explosion on Starmie, and they had Protect on Passimian. And what it does is, whenever your partner Pokemon faints on the field, Receiver copies the ability from your partner. So this Passimian took huge power from the Starmie. And I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. I mean, Passimian's like, it's not like the best fighter. It's kind of a unique Pokemon. It kind of has like some support capabilities, but just like fun little things you can do on the ladder, which a lot of times that alone can be what gets you a win, is because you're running something that your opponent can't really predict necessarily. Like, I mean, sure, the more you play, you'll like be exposed to these things, and maybe you'll have a better idea what they're trying to do. But a lot of times when people run like very uncommon Pokemon, to most people, that alone, like, they're not really sure what you're capable of doing. Like the monkeys, they all get Fake Out, and I think that's a new thing, like the elemental monkeys. And typically, like, I feel like those would all just be terrible to use as a option competitively. But because of the fact they get Fake Out, I feel like any Pokemon that has Fake Out can be utilized in a way, one way or another. Like Pikachu, for example. Like, I remember seeing something on TikTok, which I could tell this person has not played VGC or competitive Pokemon seriously. because they were saying like something about Pikachu, like how it's like trash or whatever. Like I forget what it was. Like commenting on like how it's an option you can use competitively, but why would that be an option? Like who would ever use Pikachu? But like you put a light ball on Pikachu, and you'd be surprised how much damage it can output. It's definitely a glass cannon, but dude, I've beaten people with Pikachu. Scarlet, like almost every generation, I feel like there's a way you can utilize Pikachu in very niche ways. Like, it's definitely not going to win you a tournament, but especially in the low power level of Pokemon Champions where it's at currently, you can definitely pull off few like cheesy wins with Pikachu. It's hilarious. And people don't really even know at times like it has a lightning rod, so if they try to use like you can pair it next to something like Pelipper, and if like they try to use like Thunderbolt, they can't hit Pelipper with it because it will constantly get drawn into Pikachu, and then Pikachu's special attack will just keep raising. But yeah, I actually if any of you like VGC content, you should totally follow my VGC YouTube channel. It's called Sassifrass VGC. I've been posting on it actually a lot since Champions came out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on that channel, but I just recently posted a video actually using Pikachu on Master Ball rank, and yeah, it's definitely entertaining. You want to see Pikachu knock out some Pokemon in ranked battle. Anyways, my point being ultimately is Fake Out alone is such a good move that just having that move alone gives you some sort of viability, even if you have completely trash stats. Like even Smeargle is a Pokemon that has really bad stats, but because of its ability to learn any move in the game, it allows it to become such a unique support Pokemon that of course it's going to be used. You know, it can Fake Out, it can go for Taunt, it can go for King's Shield, you can run U-Turn, you can run Parting Shot. It's the Flabebe girl, the one quest where she asks a Flabebe. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I haven't finished that quest just yet. I remember I was storing all the color variations, but I never went back and talked to her. She's trying to fight you. You're gonna... Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be able to handle little Salami there. Little Salami ain't little anymore. They've grown up and they're paying taxes. And they're angry. Because cost of living's going up. And in this world, we need to create a victim in our story to validate and not take any accountability for my own actions. That's the society I live in. Alright, let me just keep flying in. Yeah, little Salami, it's kind of like how, like when you work in a kitchen, sometimes like they call you the opposite of what you are, you know, like I'd get called Chaparro, which means short guy. I'm not short, but that's my nickname in the kitchen. And I take that as a like a term of endearment. I'm so much taller than you that you have to call me a short guy. Because that's the joke. Sometimes it can be like right on the nose though, like... I don't know what's more of a compliment. Getting called the opposite or exactly what you are. Like picking out like your weirdest quality and just being called it. Not even like weirdest, but like your most unique. What sticks out about you when someone first meets you. Little Salami, hit him with the ray of destruction and fate that shall suck your soul out of your body. Sounds like how actual Salami like reacts in the digestive gut. Like when you get that super processed salami. It's like just killing you slightly over like a long period of time, like in small dosages. Like in its own way, its own ray of destruction. But we can't let that stop us. We're gonna, I mean, we're all leaving one way or another in this, from this world. Might as well get a little bit of ray of destruction in your life. Yeah, I feel like the digestive system will just stop working from your salami. Straight up just the murder. All this Floette are gonna be flowers on a grave. They're not gonna be the internal Floette. They're gonna have a different fate. Ghost fairy type. Yeah, it'll be like that meme where it's like a nuclear just like explosion and the girls on the chain fence or whatever, like, and you just see her like turn to like bones and her mass be eviscerated by the explosion. Ghost fairy type. Take these flowers. It could be like Shiva or like some sort of like god of death. Turns into an ice ghost type randomly. It's like a convergent form. But they're actually just ghosts that change the way they look. They're shapeshifters. I don't even know what I'm talking about. They should make a Pokemon cooking game where you can send your Pokemon from home. Like send your extra Lechonk to the butcher. Oh. There's a shiny, but it's not what I was looking for. Then you can get like Michelin stars on your Pokemon, kind of like marks. And then they turn ghost type forever. That would be a little bleak. That's a little too. That's too good of an idea. Pokemon chef. Send in your Slowpokes. I feel like maybe Slowpoke can live without their tail. I don't remember. Like I know Team Rocket was hunting them in Gen 2 for their tails. But I don't recall if they can grow their tail back, kind of like some sort of lizard, or if that means they're dead after that. I think it was implied it kills them, but I'm not entirely sure. Animals don't exist, so yes, people canonically eat Pokemon. Yeah, so it's like, it actually is a real aspect of the Pokemon world, which I feel like could be explored more. They did kind of show real animals in the original anime, and I feel like the first movie. I think they do like show like regular birds and fish alongside Pokemon. I'm thinking like over time they retcon that, but I mean they even like in the dub, maybe even like the original games, I think like Red and Blue, they mention real world locations on Earth. And technically, the first few generations are based on the actual regions in Japan that are named after. So I mean, maybe it is actual Earth. But I don't know, I feel like maybe some of that stuff got retconned over the... like, as the franchise went on. Come on, ShAlpha. Let me get a ShAlpha. Let there be ShAlpha. I'll check again, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I don't really need another shiny Rotom. I'm only doing this hunt for the ShAlpha variant. So I can name it Ed. A Maga... wait. A Maga? Wait, what's that? Magikarp? Magier? Magikarp, yeah. But I feel like carp probably wouldn't even be that good of a thing to eat. I think I recall that like Magikarp are mostly bone. Like a lot of scale and bone. Oh yeah, I understand. I understand that. It is kind of fascinating that a lot of the Pokemon in Japanese are actually just literally what they are. Like what it translates to. Like it's not like in America I feel like they kind of do a little like play on the words a little bit sometimes. Or in English, excuse me. But in Japanese sometimes like I think a lot of the original Pokemon are just named like literally like I'm trying to remember of an example. Kabutops. Alright, there's an alpha, but it's not a ShAlpha. Let me do a little check. Nothing. I am dreading this hunt a little bit as it goes on. I really don't want this to be those hunts that take days on end. Just due to sheer bad RNG. But I mean, to be fair, it's gonna be a lot of luck here that I get this. I don't have the best donut. Your first shiny you ever caught was a coincidence. That's really cool. Which one was the what was the Pokemon that you caught? I feel like when you get the shinies randomly is always one of the more memorable, exciting ways to get a shiny. Yeah, I know what you mean. Because a lot of the other games, they aren't as forgiving. Excuse me. Because even there's times where there's probably a shiny that you've seen, but you never even actually turned your camera to look at it. So it was probably on screen near you. And you never knew it existed. And then you just kept moving. And then it's gone forever. I bet that happens so many times for people. In all the other games. And then like there's other games like Sword and Shield where you have to actually encounter the Pokemon to see if it's shiny or not. There's actually a clip of me from years ago when Sword and Shield came out. I was hunting Snom while I was doing the playthrough. Like I was actually just trying to do a shiny hunt before I even finished the game. And I was standing there. And I'm not even moving, like I'm literally just standing there, and this random Sneasel runs up to me, initiates the battle, and I'm just like, no reaction. And then it comes on screen and it's pink, and I was like, I was so shocked. I found like a random shiny ran into me. And that's actually the... I've been using Weavile on some of my battles on Champions, which is on my VGC channel, if you want to check them out. Because it is faster than Sneasler, so you can actually fake out Sneasler faster than it can fake you out. But anyways, I'm using a shiny Weavile. That's actually the Sneasel that ran up to me in Sword and Shield. That's why I call it not Snom if you've ever seen it. Because it wasn't Snom. Yo, what's up, the Nukin? Great to see you, homie. Hope you're doing well. Mr. Joe, the legend himself. Yeah, I'm trying my best. Trying to get my Ed. You guys, Sneasel and Scarlet. Isn't that such a cool shiny? I love the pink shiny. Or Sneasel. It looks so good. Such a fun little guy. Or gal. No, it's a... Dude, don't worry about it. I clearly didn't have much luck last night anyways. Throughout that whole time I was resetting, I found 4 different shinies. None of them alpha. But that made me feel somewhat good about it because at least I was seeing something. And that's all that matters. I recognize I also need to make a new be right back screen for my channel. Because I might need to get some water here in a second. And that would be the perfect opportunity to put up a be right back screen. Maybe I'll throw up some of the battles I did in VGC while I briefly go get some water and use the restroom. Hope you're having a great weekend, Mr. Joe. It's always a pleasure to see you. I just turned around the ice gym to explore, found a swarm of Sneasel, saw a pink one, thought it was just a variant catch it shiny. And the other Sneasels ran straight at you. Yeah, they're mad at you. You got the leader. Yeah, they are very aggressive. They are very aggressive and confident. Do you know how many resets it took you to get Latios? Or were you just not keeping track? Nothing just yet. Come on. Alright, let me keep flying in here. Eventually I'll get it. I wonder what my actual odds are. They're like, that was our queen. You took our queen. They went on a revenge arc. They're still thinking about you to this day. Well, that's why you gotta send a message and just knock them out. So they just stop sending their men after you after all this time. Just gotta like send a clear message. Send them straight to jail. Palday in jail. Or Palday in hell. Even better, just like go for like a fighting move. 4 times a week. Took you about 3 hours. I feel like that's pretty good. It's like a good time span. Because I feel like those hunts could go on for a couple days, depending. Nicely done. That is one I still need to do in this game. Which is one of the reasons why I need to get this ShAlpha Rotom so I can get rid of this 5-star. What type is fighting weak to? Fighting is weak to flying and fairy and psychic. So those are all great options. Just flying on in. Like I have to get a ShAlpha at some point within, I don't know. It's been an hour already since I last hoped it was only going to be an hour from whatever time it was. But whenever I soft reset the next time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go get some water, because I definitely need some more. Excuse me. I'm feeling parched. I'm on the chitty chat. Yeah, I feel like maybe that one... They're not that bad, honestly. Terraceon's pretty easy also. You kind of just like go back and forth on the one teleporter for a while. Latios wasn't really that bad either. You just kind of like run down a path back and forth. You can see it pretty good. Monkey Dory. Oh my gosh. Almost forgot about that Pokemon. I want them to introduce those into Pokemon Champions. Bring them in, the loyal 3. Nothing yet. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna grab some water here in a second. Goodness gracious. Lawnmower is really going for me. Physical Volbeat? Do you run like lunge on it or something? Like I'm trying to think what you would run. Skitter Smack, lunge. Helglow, I have no idea. The alpha spawning in. Nothing. I'm gonna soft reset after I check back here. Maybe I'll run back to the front real quick for a final check. But I don't even have a lot of time to even catch anything. Alright. So I want to see real quick if I can. I'm going to just play a video that I posted yesterday on my VGC channel. Why, real quick. Go grab some water. Unless I have a video here on my channel thing for some reason. Oh wait. I wonder if I have a be right back screen still somewhere. I'm just looking at this folder I have. I haven't really looked in probably in forever. I don't really see anything. Alright, well, I'm gonna grab some water real quick. I'm just gonna play a little like preview of some of my VGC battles yesterday. Be right back. Hey Sass Squad, welcome back to the channel. So I have another kind of spicy, but actually felt pretty good team that I wanted to share with you. So in my previous video, I was showing off Weavile a little, and I decided to try to run a team with Mega Venusaur. I do have Trick Room with Farigiraf and to stop priority, maybe even switch it in with Farigiraf with it in the back line to stop a fake out. I am running a support Blastoise with Life Dew, and I have Snorlax with Curse, and Altaria with Cloud9, which has Will-O-Wisp, Breaking Swipe, and Dual Wing Beat to help
I'll be right back.
Get rid of Sneaslers at times. So this first battle I decided to lead Weavile plus Snorlax, and I was gonna use Fake Out into Meowstic. I don't know, it was just kind of like a gamble here what they might do, but they actually switch in Farigiraf to shut down my priority, and then they're gonna U-turn out here with Meowscarada to reposition themselves. So they bring my Weavile down to my Sash, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I think I get, I think I went for Curse here on Snorlax. Archelodon is gonna switch in. And yeah, so pretty much I'm running a Snorlax with leftovers, Curse. I think it has Brick Break, Body Slam, and I'm also running Heavy Slam for the fairy types. So I am just going to double into Archelodon with a low kick and Brick Break. I just figured I might as well just let Weavile go down here. I don't know how much more value I'm going to get out of it this match. And some chip damage off on Archelodon could be really nice and put me in a better position overall. Stamina is activated, and they will Flash Cannon Weavile to remove it, which makes sense. They don't want to just let it be sitting here doing stuff while it outspeeds. And I think I decided to bring in Venusaur here because I had really good positioning. And also Venusaur is going to look really good against this team now that they've revealed their entire line, well, at least 3 of their 4. Because I am running Earth Power, and I have no speed investment at all in my Venusaur. I've invested everything into special attack, HP, and defense, so I bulked out this Venusaur. Even though I'm running Chlorophyll in its base form, I just figured there's really no point to outspeed the other Venusaur on an opposing team if I'm more bulky than them. And yeah, I am running Modest Nature, so I am like more of a hard-hitting, bulkier Venusaur. So yeah, anyways, they just forfeit because I think they just realized Venusaur is going to be able to pretty much wall majority of the things they brought with them. So very fortunate, and you know, it wasn't really revealed yet what my moveset was. Maybe they were expecting some Sleep Powder shenanigans. But in the next battle, it looks like a rain team, and I was thinking that Venusaur looked really good here. So I'm thinking maybe I lead Venusaur with Farigiraf, and I bring Altaria for a little bit of weather control, and Blastoise in the back, just because it's probably going to be able to deal with a lot of the team by taking hits, and it could be good support. I'm going to go for an Earth Power Helping Hand immediately turn 1, because they can't use any priority on my side of the field, so I wasn't entirely sure what they might want to do here. I mean, based on the team comp, I was assuming they might be a support Sableye with the screens. I mean, Sableye is always a support for the most part, but you can run so many different moves that you don't always see them running screens. So they do end up going for Light Screen, which will enable their King Gambit to actually live this Earth Power, which is okay. They're going to go for a Kotal Cleave into Farigiraf, and my Farigiraf I've also built Bold Nature and tried to invest in the defense so I can take these King Gambit attacks a little bit better. It worked out in my favor, and I could just go for another Earth Power, which is my plan, and I think I decide to go for a Dazzling Gleam here as well, thinking that a Dazzling Gleam is going to really hurt Sableye. they decided to switch out Sableye and bring in Venusaur, maybe suspecting I might have something like that, or maybe just a wall. You know, maybe they think I have sleep powder, and I'm going to try to put Sableye to sleep, and they're trying to prevent that. Maybe that's what the switch was for. But they do protect on King Gambit, which will allow them to live. I will use Dazzling Gleam and just gets a little bit of chip off of their Venusaur. Not really a lot. And on the following turn, I am going to go for another Earth Power into King Gambit, just to get rid of it. They're either going to switch out or let it go. And I think I just go for Light Screen to bulk out my team a little bit. And they do reveal it is Mega Venusaur as well. And they already have Light Screen up on their side of the field, so they are already bulked out pretty good. They are going to go for Sucker Punch. I didn't really understand this. I was thinking maybe they thought I would try to switch out for Graffure to preserve it, which would enable them to get off the Sucker Punch into, I'm assuming they were targeting Venusaur. So I got kind of lucky, I guess, that I didn't switch out. But I wasn't really planning on switching out either, but I guess it was. Yeah, so sorry about that. If you wanted to watch more of that, you can always check out my VGC channel. I'm going to continue on the hunt. Thanks for the patience. Since your current Zoroark only level 100, because he day one. It's actually from Pokemon Home Trade. I just picked up my strongest Hisuian Zora and decided to restart over because I wanted to do it with my own strength. That's pretty cool. Let's freaking go. Sorry about that. It's just a teaser. That was a fun team I was using. Weavile. What fun. Using my homeboy Snorlax also. Alright, come on, let this be the one. I believe. I believe in a thing called love. Take me. Please. Dang it. I've definitely gotten ribbons on them. I'm pretty sure I have a bunch on it. Plus, I could still... I never brought it. I don't think it's in ZA. I don't think Weavile's in ZA. So it's like, I can still bring it back to old games still. That was the Sneasel, I don't know if you were here earlier, Mr. Joe, when I was talking about it, but that Weavile is that Sneasel that ran up to me in Sword and Shield. Do you remember that? When I was like hunting Snom, and the Sneasel like ran into me and it ended up being a shiny. I'm pretty sure I can move back. I don't think Champions is the same. So what ends up happening is whenever you send Pokemon in from home, they're just kind of associated with Champions. So anything you do in Champions only stays in Champions. So if I change the nature or change the moves or change the EVs, that stuff only stays in Champions. So when I send the Pokemon back to home, it's still the same Pokemon, but it'll have like a little mark on it that shows that it's been a previously used Pokemon in Champions. So if I bring it back in the Champions after sending it back to home, it'll already have the same previous settings I left it on before I sent it back. Maybe you did. Like legitimately, I don't even remember. I just know that was the reason why it was named that, was because it wasn't Snom. I could totally see that being a suggestion from you or someone who was watching, and I just rolled with it. But yeah, it's fun to use the Weavile. Give it some... I don't know, it's kind of cool. That's what I've always liked about Pokemon. I feel like that's what kind of keeps me like locked in, is like I'm a battler, but like the ability to kind of use Pokemon that I have like experiences with in entirely different generations, it's really cool to be able to like bridge those memories. So now that like that same like fateful meeting, I guess, I can think of like now these cool battles I'm using Weavile and getting some clutch wins. Yeah. The iconic misspelling of Antoinette. Kind of gives it more personality. It's like unique. You know? Give it a little individuality in this world. Goodness gracious. Come on. Alright, let me just keep on flying in. The cool thing about that Cleavor also, that I remember the shiny Scyther was originally caught in Pokemon Go during, I think maybe one of the Go Fest actually. Dude, yeah, I mean, I still remember like one of the earlier streams where you really stuck out as a viewer at the time. Like when I was streaming on Twitch. I used to stream on Twitch a lot back in the day, chat. Like probably like 2018. I would do these Pokemon Go streams. I used to work in downtown Los Angeles. And I would get off my job and just start grinding Pokemon Go and walking around the city. I would hit up bars and just like blur up stuff while I was getting drunk. And there was this one day I just remember, like, I was with my buddy Grum. He used to be on my stream a lot. And there was this couple next to me just kind of commenting on what I was doing, like really like obnoxiously. Like being condescending, and like they were saying like because I was streaming into my phone, like I'm the reason of the downfall of society. You know, like I was just playing Pokemon Go, like I wasn't even bothering them. I was just like I could totally understand. There's like live streamers and people are IRL streamers who are a complete nuisance to the public, right? But like that's not what I was doing when I was playing. I was just like playing my game, talking to my phone. Like, wow. Like, what's the difference of me like talking on the phone to someone at that point? But anyways, yeah, I just remember Mr. Joe, this guy, the Nukin, who's in the YouTube chat. He was there for this whole interaction. It was hilarious. Like they ended up, I confronted them because I just thought it was like I was kind of drunk. I was just like, I don't know. I've always kind of had like a little confrontational aspect to my personality. I was like, dude, I was like, if I can make it awkward for them, then why not? Like, because they definitely think I'm not gonna, like, you know, they think I'm just gonna sit here and like let them talk to me like that, or like, you know, about me right in front of me. Which, you know, a lot of times it's actually better to not engage with people like that because it's just like low vibration energy type stuff. But forgive me for my sins, Lord. You just met this rich Bia. She's gonna pay if you win. I'm ready to kick her. She has a Persian. Your Lucario took good care of it. Known as Knuckle Duster. I love these nicknames. Yeah, but you know, that was kind of like what my Pokemon Go streams were like. They were just kind of like chaos in a way. Like being in a city like Los Angeles, I would go out in the middle of the night for hours. Like I'd be streaming until like 2 in the morning. I don't even know why I felt so comfortable. Maybe it was ignorance. Maybe it was just a different time. I'm also a tall ass guy, you know what I mean? Like probably just live in a completely different world than most people. But I remember multiple times seeing like insane rare events that you only see in the middle of the night on the streets in Los Angeles. Like homeless people taking dumps in the middle of like the street, getting approached by people like trying to talk to me, saying the weirdest stuff, you know? You named Dragapult Catapult? That feels very appropriate. There's actually a few clips from my Twitch that I've debated posting to my YouTube channel, but I usually end up not following through with it. Like, they're clips that people took of my stream from, like, 2018, 19. With, like, encounters of random people on the street and such. There's some that are missing. I feel like they've gotten deleted over time, but... I don't know, there's, like, a part of me that almost feels like, is it unethical to, like, show these clips? I don't know, it's, like, hard to explain. Because it's not like I went on my way to clip it. They were just real moments that happened. But it's like, if I intentionally repost it, is that like, how does that look? I don't really know. I always get tricked by this one. Yeah, I saw you named your Garchomp Chompy. Yeah. Well, where I used to work was right next to Skid Row. If you're unfamiliar, in Los Angeles, there's a part of Los Angeles in downtown called Skid Row. It's like a few different roads that spread out. And it's like one of the biggest homeless encampments of like the United States. Maybe even the entire world. I have no idea. Like I could probably see that being true. Like it's probably like... It's like its own part of the city. I'm pretty sure they have like their own city council leader. Like I remember seeing some guy like legitimately, it's like that big. Oh yeah, there is a clip of that. I did actually repost clips like that because those are kind of wholesome. Because when I used to stream my Pokemon Go streams, I'd use two phones, one to stream the game and one was to view the chat and interact with the chat, kind of. And some guy like came up to me, he saw I had two phones, and I feel like it's just like hilarious to think about. There is that one song too, Two Phones, the parody version, where it was talking about Pokemon Go instead of it being about like girls and drugs. Because that is like a common thing for like drug dealers and such to have like a burner phone purely for, you know, business. So it's kind of funny to think like Pokemon Go kind of has that like vibe in a way. You're like dropping money, gambling a little bit. Grandma's out here with their like 5 phones, like connecting to. I don't know, it's kind of wild to think how popular Pokemon is. Cross-generational. Touches everyone in some way or another. I have been thinking, like, once I get, like, a little more... I'm planning on moving sometime in the next couple months. I might, like, re-envision my stream a bit once I get, like, resituated. Try to revisit some of those, like, OG vibes a little bit. Because I used to, like, really have a whole thing going on. And then I just kind of, like, changed. I think I've been focusing a lot more on YouTube, which is, like, good. I like YouTube a lot. But those early Twitch streams had something about them. I would sometimes play my guitar for requests. I would just read the chat and turn it into songs. That was always like a thing. It's actually how some of my songs I put on my more recent albums were created. Yeah, those were. I should do some of those streams again, where I just like watch some videos, react. Those were some hilarious streams. Like finding that guy who like interacted in her. He's like, "How are you?" You know, like just casually commenting a "How are you" on someone's YouTube video. That, you know, just a very inquisitive person. And then she's like responding like, "Not much, how are you?" You know, or maybe she was like talking about something that happened in her day. It was like actually kind of like interesting. It was like, it felt like I was reading Facebook. It was like Facebook vibes on YouTube. I don't know how to explain it. That's like the closest way I can compare it. It's like watching two people in the lost generation just like communicating in the wrong form. It's like seeing a text message on like, "Alright, a shade stuck in the abyss. Have a great day. It was nice chatting with you for a bit." Yeah, there's a clip of that somewhere. I'm pretty sure. I think you clipped that. The workers in the house. I was like whispering. A serenade. Serendipitous. Serendipity. Is that the name of the Pokemon? Or it's Ferendip. It's with a F, isn't it? It's like a play off of that word. Come on. Yeah. That's right. There was that part of that guy where he was asking about Snapchat. Yeah, for sure. It was like a or is it? What's the opposite of crescendo? Decrescendo. I don't know. Pheasantipity, that's right. That's what it's called. Good old Fez. Snapchat. There's a video that came out like a week or so ago by Jack's Film. Jack's Film, he's like a OG YouTuber. He has like this YouTube he made where he's kind of like commentating on commentary channels or YouTube channels that kind of like are unethical in some way or another, whether it be like exploiting, lying, like just kind of like stealing content type stuff. There's all these live streams that maybe you've even seen them on TikTok and YouTube where people are like kind of like emotionally manipulating kids to like stay watching their live stream for a long period of time by like showing some event that's about to happen or something's about to happen, and they're like hyping it up, screaming like, "Oh, I'm about to hit the number, I'm about to do the number, and blah blah blah, the number," but it never ever happens. And a lot of these channels are even just like pre-recorded footage that is looping. And it was so funny because since I'm talking about like these OG days, there was this YouTube that I stumbled upon when I used to do these like reaction streams where this guy's name is Yui, and it was pretty much the same thing. It's been on YouTube for years, like stuff like that. And I remember like I made a couple of videos on my other channel, just Sassifrass, where I was like commentating on it, and like I was trying to figure it out because it didn't make sense. I'm like, who is Yui? Is he a real person or is this like a made up entity? Because he had like a TikTok that he had videos of, and when I searched his TikTok, it didn't exist. And then he had like a link to an Instagram page, but it didn't exist. I don't know, it was just a bunch of odd stuff, like multiple live streams going on at the same time. And the footage absolutely felt like it was pre-recorded as well. And then like the chat had bots in it that were definitely not real. They're just like nuts. But yeah, there's like a lot of stuff like that on YouTube, unsurprisingly. It's only gonna get worse with like the way AI is, because people can just steal content and legitimately just replace the creator with a new creator that they created out of AI. So they can just use like, someone could take like a clip, for example, of me even just playing Pokemon, replace me and put themselves in it and pretend like they did what I did. I mean, they could do that now also as well, to be fair. But I don't know. It's kind of nuts to think like, it's always been like that. I mean, even without AI, I feel like humans just kind of like are strange. I remember one time, like back in the early days of Instagram, so I have like, I'd make art, and I posted a bunch of my art, you know, that's what I would use it for. That's what I still use it for. I don't really post a lot these days, but I used to really care about it. It was a completely different experience in early Instagram. It felt good for art and like meeting people and getting in people's algorithm or whatever, but I remember one time I found this random account that actually was stealing all my posts and reposting them to their channel, like, but they were also intertwining it with pictures and selfies of themselves. It was the weirdest thing, you know what I mean? Like, they were like, everything that I posted that was art, they would just repost it. And they wouldn't like create a new caption, they would just copy my caption. It was very strange. People are really weird. Yeah, with Real Player, you have been able to download videos off of YouTube for a long time now. So it's been something people could do for a while now. Yeah, you can download for sure. But like, even like beyond like, there's with AI, you can actually like, I saw someone like steal this drum clip of a girl who's like a really famous drummer, and they replaced the girl drummer with some like AI like OnlyFans girl that they're like trying to promote to get you to like go to buy their like content. And it's not even a real person, and it's like they were able to like, when you look at the two, you can kind of tell it's like AI a little bit. But a lot of people are falling for it, and they're just like, oh, you're so beautiful, look at you. Random shiny. But yeah, it's kind of disgusting. Like, stealing someone's content and then, like, literally trying to funnel it to, like, sell AI-generated photographic material. It's just so bizarre. But it's also ingenious. Like, I feel bad for men that fall for that, but then again, should I feel bad for them, like, if they're even, like, consuming content like that? I don't know. Bizarre. But I mean, it's not just gonna be, like, it can go in any direction, realistically. That's just, like, a mild example. Oh, wait. I almost thought this was a shiny. This little guy tricked me! Those, alpha fan ones always trick me. Because they always look darker than they actually are. I legitimately had a reaction to that. I was like... No, I did not buy the golden bottle cap. How about you? Did anyone buy the golden bottle cap? What are you going to use it on? Yeah. That, like, had me shaking in my boots. How annoying. Thanks for coming out to the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. It does help my content out a lot, and I appreciate you hanging out a little bit. You did it on a shiny nightcap Snorlax last year. This shiny is from the +1 device, and each account has 5 accounts. That's pretty sick, yo. That's real fun. Sounds like a very rare shundo. Yeah, like the Pokemon Go bottle cap that they had. Honestly, I might even get one just for Zygarde, because I actually have been doing routes more recently, because when I get coffee, I can do this one route real quick in the morning, and I've been doing it, like, it's been like my routine. And I have like 52 Zygarde cells right now. So I can get my first evolution, and then I'm like, well on my way to the next one. Only 98 to go. You could use Zygarde for Ultra League also. Can't you re-roll Zygarde? Because, that is one I'd be down to do as like a forever trade. Maybe that's something we could plan out. If someone else is trying to re-roll Zygarde. Maybe. You did the bottle cap on shiny Groudon. That's pretty sick. Is it a primal Groudon? Oh, you can't trade him. He's mythical. Is he mythical? Is Zygarde a mythical Pokemon? I thought it was a regular legendary. Like, I can understand maybe they made it you can't trade it in the game, but I'm pretty sure it's just a regular legendary. Can you send it to Pokemon Home? Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. He's just like capped as a trade. You can't trade him at all. So you can send it, so you can't trade it, but you can send it to Home? I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose, but I almost want to do it. I should like do all the work to evolve it and go and then just send it to Pokemon Home. Completely pointless. No, I'll probably like keep it in Home. I mean, oh, excuse me, I'll probably keep it and go at this point. Yeah, I sent Mew into Home. My shiny Mew. So my shiny Mew is legit. I have a shiny Jirachi that I still... Or no, I did send it in. I have shiny Jirachi from Go. I'm working on the shiny Diancie that I'll eventually send into Home. Pretty much all my shiny mythicals I send into Home. I have a shiny Shaman I have to send in still. From Go. Yeah. I sent my shiny Mew from Go into Home. I think I originally like maxed it out. And it had bad IVs. So, like, I couldn't even run it in Great League. And I was like, that way I have a legitimate shiny. Mainly because I don't really care. Mainly because I can use it in other games. Like, now that I have it in Home, I've gotten some ribbons on it. I feel like... I don't even remember if I have Mew in Go. I don't even know if she has... I don't even know if she has a shiny now that I think about it. That was like before she started playing, if I'm not mistaken. That was like an old quest line. Yeah, I used it for the Mewtwo raid too, the Bug Terra version, right? With Sword Stance. Is there no other Muse in Go? I feel like I might have one. But now that I think about it, I don't even remember. Maybe I sent it into home already. Like, I legitimately don't remember looking. It's like not like, it's not something I ever think of. Yeah, we ribboned ours together. Dude, I actually have armored Mewtwo's that, you know how we have like the Forever Friend thing now? I have like 3 or 4 armored Mewtwo's that can be traded. I know that's like a Pokemon that people have been looking for, because I don't think it's ever coming out again. Like, maybe. Someone actually already tried to get one off of me, and I was like, I'll take your Reggie, your Dynamax Reggie shiny. And they didn't want to trade that for it. I'm like, why would I give you... Like, this Mewtwo is worth way more than your shiny. In my mind. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, let's just cancel the trade then. Like you're giving me a shiny legendary or something I want. If I'm going to give you an armored Mewtwo. You know what I mean? Because, like, someone will. So it's like, why would I give it to you then? Yeah, I mean, we didn't know at the time. Like, I have the one I use in Ultra League. And then I had a couple that were just, like, extras that I never got rid of. But I always see people talking about the armored Mewtwo's when they're talking about Pokemon they want to be brought back or get traded to them. To be honest, some of the things that I'd look for in a trade are like things I don't have. Like, I haven't done really any of the Gigantamax raids. So if I was able to get a lucky trade with someone and register like a Gigantamax Pokemon for the first time, that would be pretty sick. Because there is always the off chance that they trade me something and the IVs roll good being a lucky trade. And then I could actually use it. Yeah, exactly. You gotta hold off. Like, those are some of the trades that absolutely are gonna have some value. Like, anything that's, like, more recently, like, the Origin Form Dialga and Palkia, I feel like people are more willing to give those up. Because we just had, like, that event. But, like, when you have something that, like, has been out for years, and we have never seen a repeat of the event or a raid, it feels like, I don't know, they could, like, re-release it. I don't know. It's hard to know if, like, it'd be a good decision on their end or not. Because there are elements of having that little bit of exclusivity in a game that do make things kind of nice. But, you know, Pokemon Go has always, in some way or another, bridged that gap with Pokemon. Like, a lot of times with, like pseudo-legendary Pokemon, they'll put them behind, like, a paywall, like a raid or egg, for a while. And people will grind and hunt them, and then they'll just make the community day. I mean, it's been their signature formula for a long time now, but... That's what my one song, Microtransactions Can Be Fun, is pretty much about. It was a song that I actually improvised on one of my old Twitch streams. Word for word, I took the words and, like, took that, like, little jam I did, the little clip of me singing the random song I made up, and I just turned it into a song. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, spending money is like whatever. It's like you're an adult. You can do what you want. The clone starters. That's a good point. Those were those all released around the same time? Were those all promotionals for like a Mewtwo movie that came out? I can't even recall. I feel like maybe there was like a re-release of the movie in theaters or something. Or maybe there was like a sequel. I don't even know. It's been so long. I vaguely remember it. Why can't you be as shiny, huh? Just knocking that out. I'll fly in for a little bit. Oh yeah, they did make a new movie of Mewtwo Strikes Back. Why do I like barely remember it? I think I remember like 3D for some reason. Maybe it was like some of it was in 3D. I don't recall. Maybe it was for Detective Pikachu. Maybe the clone Pokemon were for Detective Pikachu. But Armored Mewtwo was out for the Mewtwo movie. Were you playing when the Armored Mewtwo was in raids, Kaigum? Yeah, was it just like a remake of the original movie? Like, did they change anything? I don't even remember. Have you played the entire lifespan of Go? It's crazy to think 10 years this year. That's wild. Holy smokes. It's coming up here, actually. July. Since you were 11. That is so wild to think. Your, like, childhood is... That's gonna be, like, a big part of your life. It's cool. No clones. Doesn't your family play? Like, someone in your family, like your dad or something? I think I remember you saying, like, you'd play with your dad. Like, you'd go out with him. So, clones and Armored Mewtwo were all out together for the movie. Oh, okay. They are, like, all themed around that idea of the lab stuff, so I feel like that makes sense. Seen it all, that's awesome. That's a cool way to bond with your dad. Let's see. Come on, Uno. In this game, I can actually hit Rotom with Earthquake. It's kind of nice. I guess you can in Go also. Fascinating. I mean, you could technically use Gravity and then use Earthquake. It removes Levitate and Flying types. Flying temporarily. Time flies, yo. Like, as you get older, it feels like it just speeds up. I know I'm old because I like spend a lot of time like looking at like my brokerage account. Like that's how I like a time is like, how will this compound over 10 years? Yeah, my mom, she still plays actually. She plays a lot. I've been trying to explain to her how to set up her remote trades because she didn't have any. She hit Forever Friends with like 6 different people who she can trade with. And she was like, oh, I'm saving these trades. But she also didn't even know how to do the trade. So she was like saving them, but I think she also didn't know how to do it. Like, I showed her how she has to go through and tag stuff that she would be willing to trade. I'm like, dude, you have like 6 lucky trades. Like, these people have been your lucky probably for like years. I'm like, you should totally just do your trade because you're gonna get lucky again. She's like, how do you know? It's like, Mom. Like, I do trade with her all the time. I'm like, Mom, how many times have we hit lucky when we do trades? Like, it happens so frequent. Especially if you're opening these people gifts daily, which seems like she does. Because she doesn't have like a big friends list in the game. So like anyone who's like on hers and like actually sends her anything is like getting an interaction. Like if you don't know, pretty much when you open up a gift, or if you do a raid with someone, or if you battle someone, you get like a little interaction in the game. And if you do one interaction, you can get like 1 chance daily to trigger getting lucky with someone in Pokemon Go for a trade, which means your next trade will be a guaranteed lucky Pokemon, which typically halves the amount of Stardust it costs to level it up. And then also the main thing is you can re-roll the IVs, and there's like a certain pull that it ranges from 10 10 10 to 15 15 15, which ideally you would get like a perfect stat Pokemon out of this trade, and then it costs even less to power it up, so it's like really good value. Dude, that's wild, Kagam. I appreciate you like being here. For real. Nuts. Things have changed for sure. Time does fly. Someday you'll look back at your life and just think, wow, feels like yesterday that happened. But it's actually been 20 years. It's kind of like bittersweet. Stadium IVs. Go Stadium IVs. I remember using that website. Is Go Stadium even a thing anymore? Did they adapt to the time? I don't even know. I don't really pay attention to the PvP scene like that in Go these days. Does it still exist? Oh my gosh, that's really cool. Speaking of Pokemon professors, actually, I'm pretty sure King IV is a Pokemon professor. A couple of those guys actually are. But I feel like Go is a lot different than TCG. We were talking about like some of those rulings at the Texas Pokemon regional, like the TCG player that got disqualified, or like game loss. I'm disqualified. And then that Firestar guy who got like a game, they got reaped of his championship win. Which is just sad, dude. I feel like someone had to have money on that match. Like, I don't know, it just felt weird. Like, I just can't see how that was interpreted as, like, bad faith in any way. Like, God forbid someone has any sort of reaction emotionally to winning a big tournament. It's just like, what? What are people supposed to do? Word. How dare you have emotion? He was shaking the table. That's what they were trying to say, is like that guy was like shaking the table. Like, okay. Like, probably like nervous, I don't know. Goddamn table shakers. Ruining competitive Pokemon. It's just so funny to think about. Not the table shakers. Let's just make a Pokemon that's a table. Based on this event. With its signature ability called Disqualification. What would the ability do? Like you automatically forfeit the match when you use this Pokemon. If you shake too many times, no, you know what it would do? It's kind of like at the end of each turn, it's kind of like Moody, where you could shake, or you could like not, but you can't decide. But at the end of every turn, the game decides like if the table shakes a little bit or if it doesn't. And if you shake more than 3 times in a match, you automatically lose the game. But the upside is it's like such a broken Pokemon that you're willing to gamble it to use it on your team because it's so freaking OP. It's a freaking table, for God's sake. That would actually be hilarious. If anything, that should be like a meme Pokemon. Honestly, kind of like out of the context of what I'm even saying, that's kind of an interesting idea of like a ability that like has some sort of like random gamble at the end of each turn that can like accrue or not, and like once you reach a certain threshold, it's like game over. Almost like a Russian roulette or like a Grim Reaper-esque kind of vibe. That would be kind of cool. And maybe it would be able to synergize with some other Pokemon because of its like natural ability to, I don't know, you know, like because in some card games like Hearthstone, there's actual cards that will like, if you play, it's like in 5 turns, if your opponent doesn't defeat you, you automatically win the game. Kind of like how Parish Trap is a little bit in VGC, how you can like trap them and like as long as you make them stay on the field for 3 turns, they perish. More stuff like that in Pokemon could be kind of interesting. Like really like, instead of just like always making everything about like damage and typing, it could be like putting a little bit more layers of like how you interact with your team or team build. I mean, there already is a lot of that. I don't know. I was just trying to be, it just made me think maybe that could be cool. Alright. Alpha, but not ShAlpha. Nothing. Dude, this hunt is actually turning into a real task. What the heck am I? Oh my gosh. I was like, what is happening? I was trapped on the crystal. I was hooked on that crystal, yo. Years fly when you're on smack. A life lesson. Alright. All good things come to those who wait. All dogs go to heaven. That's what that made me think of. That movie. When I was a kid, that movie, like, I enjoyed it, but I feel like it kind of traumatized me a little bit also. Like the crocodile character. If you know what I'm talking about. I don't know why. It just kind of like was uncanny to me when I was a kid. But I think maybe it makes sense when you think about what the movie is. I think the themes are definitely a little more mature. Even though it can be like a kid's film, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I have to rewatch it. It's been a while. But I feel like that was supposed to be like the underworld. Like a representation of it. Yeah, like I liked it, but it was uncomfortable. But I think like those scenes were supposed to make you feel uneasy anyways, but maybe as a kid, it was just a little more dialed up. There's a lot of good films like that. All dogs go to heaven. I can't really remember like what happens in the film. Welcome back, Kygum. Like, all I really remember is them being in, like, that, like, dreamboat scene with the crocodile. There's, like, such a, like, memorable part of the movie, you know? This hunt is going on for a good minute. Which I really was not expecting. It almost makes me wonder, is it all worth it? I have seen shiny, so I know they're spawning in. It's just really getting lucky with the role of it being an alpha on top of that. Which, you know, hopefully. So far, nothing. I keep thinking like little... Yeah. Every time I see the fan one, it always tricks me. Every single time. Something about the lighting when it's an alpha, it looks like it's dark red, and then I just go, oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Fear. Not true fear, but... I need Ed. I need Ed so I have a giant fridge. And once I have a giant fridge, things will just be a little bit better here. I really was trying not to go into like a 3-parter stream, but it almost feels like, how much can I like handle? How much in one sitting? I get a little tunnel vision on some of these. I've noticed that I'll like keep flying in even though timer's getting close. Gotta try to pay attention, that way I can at least do a final check on those occasions. I found it and I just never truly knew. Quite possible. Come on, game. Just spawn in a ShAlpha already. Just give me a nice RNG roll. I'm so impatient. Come on, game. Where's the ShAlpha? Nothing. Alright. Let's see how it goes. Just keep on flying in. No big deal. Feels like I'm only like resetting 8. Ay, ay, ay. Good afternoon, good morning, good morning. It's morning. It's morning. Good morning. That's a cool emote. That's pretty funny. Noon power. Jeez Louise. Hello. Yeah, I remember him. I've met him in person before. At one of the... maybe it was NAIC. I'm trying to remember what the other guy's name is. He has like a friend. He was like friends with one of the casters. I think he actually did some casting himself too, if I remember correctly. Not Wholesome. I've never actually met Wholesome. I don't really... Yeah. I don't even know if he even knew who I was, to be honest. No clue. Trying to remember what the other guy's name is. He still... I have seen him like still do some of the shoutcasting. That makes sense. I remember talking to him a while ago, like years ago, probably like 2022 at like NAIC, and like realizing that like he was a really big chess fan. I thought that was kind of cool. Would I want to do a role like that? Maybe, if they paid good. If they pay more than my job now. Which I find it, like, I have no idea. I feel like I'd be more interested in competing than actually, like, helping out like that. But, I don't know. I mean, if they pay good, then why not? It's kind of cool. I feel like I would want to... I've always wanted to at least get, like, a day 2 one time. Like, I want to at least get day 2 once in my regional Pokemon career. I have, I almost got day 2. I forget what regional it was. Maybe it was NAIC the one year. I was very close to getting day 2 one time with VGC at like a really big tournament. I almost got day 2 in Go actually. I did actually top. I got like I still won a prize, like money and cards. But I didn't get day 2. It was when it was smaller. I'm gonna just stop for a second. I just feel like I almost have better odds if there's a quest that says alpha and I'm rolling for a shiny. I'll just reset one time. We'll see. They pay via Pokemon cards. Yeah. That's interesting. So they really don't pay you. You're more of like a volunteer. I have been really enjoying Champions, so maybe we'll see. Like, it really requires a lot of dedication, and like, the best way to be good at VGC is actually just having friends that also are interested in playing. Because you really build your teams to the best when you can be critiqued from like a different perspective. Like you can kind of explain what you're trying to do and are you accomplishing that goal properly, or if you're just being a little too, like, I'm trying to think what the word is, attached maybe to your concept, and like maybe it's like worth like rethinking or stripping something of what you're doing. I'm pretty sure that's what they're using in the most recent regional. I actually don't know if that's what they're doing. I didn't check for VGC, but I assume that's what they're using, but they might not be. I figured, like, I don't actually recall when they're switching over to the champions, but it should be Champions is supposed to be the base game for competitive Pokemon moving forward. Because it's a live update game, so they can always, like, change the format from, like, Megas to Dynamax or to, like, Terastallization, or even, like, none. Or maybe even multiple at the same time. I feel like if they allow it, like, I feel like they were hinting at the idea of mixing multiple gimmicks together at some point. That's going to be such an absurd format. Like, if you can Terastallize and Mega, and maybe Dynamax all in one battle. Like, I can't imagine what that's going to be. Like, that's going to be, like, such a visual, like, whoa, what the... I really want that to happen, though. I'm really hoping that's what will happen. Even if it's just, like, a chaotic format. Just, even, you know, just to have it happen. So Gigantamax Pokemon, pretty much what happens, it doubles the HP of whatever Pokemon. So, like, there is some advantages to using certain Pokemon. Like, higher HP stat. And then all Pokemon can Dynamax, and it changes all of their, like, elemental attacks, or, like, their typings into a different move that can bypass Protect. And there's also Gigantamax forms, which are unique to a certain species. Like, there is a Gigantamax Lapras. And those Pokemon will all have their own one signature G-Max move that's unique to them alone. That also have, like, a secondary effect. Like, Lapras puts Aurora Veil on the field, which gives you a defense boost on your side of the field for a couple turns. Snorlax, I'm trying to remember what he does. I think he does something with berries. I can't even remember, honestly. I don't think his G-Max move was actually that good. I think he was an okay shiny. I mean, excuse me. I think he's an okay, like, Dynamax Pokemon, Gigantamax Pokemon, but I really do not even recall what his ability was for some reason. Garbodor. There is a Gigantamax version of Garbodor. It never really saw play. I don't even remember what it does, but Garbodor itself is kind of like, maybe at, like, a lower power level meta, I could see it maybe seeing some play, but I don't recall ever, like, ever being used. Like, even before, like, even in its original inception, I feel like it was never really good. The way you describe it, I don't feel like it's that bad. Sounds like you, like, hate that Pokemon. Which is fair, you know, everyone has, like, their preference. You just, like, seem, like, affected. But it's all good. I'm trying to think what Pokemon I hate the most. I don't know. Like, what are my least favorite Pokemon? I kind of don't like Sock and Throw. Particularly Sock. Like, I don't know, maybe Throw's alright, I guess. But I don't know if I don't like them. I'm trying to think, like, what do I not like? Maybe I just find them annoying because I hate catching them in Pokemon Go because they always jump out of the ball. And then it's like, what is even the point of trying to catch this anyways? And that's all happening in my mind as the ball's already mid-air, about to, like, connect with it. And then it just resets. Like an eternal loop. Or I can't get out of it. It's unlocked. You hate the Clam Pearl, like Gorbets and Huntress. I think that's what they're called. Clam Pearl. I wonder, like, I can't remember. I remember I used to run. Was it Gorbis? I don't know if it's Huntel. I remember I ran one of them with like Shell Smash back in the day. I think in like singles. Maybe it learns Baton Pass. Because I remember like Baton Pass used to be like a really fun single strat. Just kind of like keep building up stats and passing it to a new partner. Setting up like another stat with that Pokemon, then passing it to the next on your team. Maybe get a substitute off. And then your opponent can't even break the substitute you built because your defenses are too high. So you're behind a substitute. You can pass the substitute to the next. It's actually really like fun. Kind of toxic. But iconic format. This is actually getting to a point where I just want to watch these things suffer. Foolish creatures. Oh my god. Oh my god, they hurt Uno! I'm sorry, Uno, you didn't deserve this. How careless of me. Well, guess I got a Sassifrass set. Gosh, this hunt is actually not. Why is it gotta be like this? I was losing my marbles last night. Trying to keep hunting. I am shocked. Not just because it's Rotom. I almost want to just like not get the remove these. These streams will become like the Void Century on my channel. Lost to history. I'll create poneglyphs that I'll spread across my live streams that reveal the true message of what happened here. Go find my treasure! The One Piece is real. It's just friends we made along the way. Goodness. This may end up turning into part 3. Because my brain. I mean, honestly, I don't know. You never know with Pokemon. Pokemon. Charmeleon. Mewtwo, Tentacle, Aerodactyl. Oh. We're almost there, folks. 3:01. 3 hours and 1 minute. On top of the 2 hours and a half I did yesterday. On top of the whatever amount of time I did prior to that. This little guy. Really just don't want to be here. Anything for ShAlpha. Anything. I would do anything for ShAlpha, but I won't do that. I won't do that. Yeah, for real though, I feel like I'm getting to a point where I might need to take another breaky break. Because, goodness gracious, it's getting to be an early morning grind. I wonder what my exact odds are. Not that it would really change anything, knowing. I just want more perspective. What could I change? What could be different? Hey Dresser, welcome to the stream. I'm doing alright. Been on a pretty decently long hunt trying to get the ShAlpha Rotom here. No luck just yet. Hope everything's going well on your end. Nothing. Back to flying on in. Back to flying on in. Not just yet. Despawn, respawn. Come on, game. Roll RNG. Put the zeros and ones to work. Bum, 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 bum. Thanks for coming out. Hope you're all having a great weekend. Probably gonna just check a little bit longer and then I'm gonna probably call it for a little bit. I may try to resume later today after I get some stuff done. Depends on how I feel, but I'm just getting to that point where I kind of need to just kind of take a break for a bit. So always come back to it. A fresh eye. Oops. You're resetting zone 20, trying to get at least one of the alphas in the middle to be shiny. I have phased 5 times in those phases being Malamar, ShAlpha, Squirtle, Totodile, and 2 Fletching. Oh, cool. Dude, that's sick though. You got ShAlpha, Squirtle. Good luck on getting something in the middle to be a shiny. But that's a pretty sick one. Are you gonna evolve it? Let me see. Another shiny, but unfortunately not an alpha. little unfortunate. Okay. Is it done attacking me? Dude, this thing is just like after me. Alright. Oh, goodness gracious. I have seen a few shinies. I mean, definitely seeing stuff, but it's not getting lucky with them colliding together. Trying to debate what I want to do. I'm thinking maybe after this check, when I would soft reset, I might call it for now if I don't find the ShAlpha. Which, you know, would be amazing if I got it. But probably just have to try again in the next stream. Which is fine, you know. I will get this. But right now, this has become a slight roadblock. I'm gonna just keep flying in for a few more times. Easy. And then I'll do a final check. Come on. Oh, so that's your second one. You already had one that evolved the Blastoise, and now you have Wartortle Alpha, and you just need one more. That's actually really cool. Congratulations. If you get the whole ShAlpha family, that'd be impressive. Okay, I don't see a ShAlpha. I am absolutely going to take a break now. And there's a good chance I might start up the stream again later today, depending on how things go today. But I really can't sit here for... I mean, I need a little break, but I also need to get some stuff done. It is Mother's Day, of course. But thanks again for coming out to my early stream. If you're out hunting right now on your end, good luck on your hunts. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button on the way out. That being said, the Sass Squad is getting stronger each and every day. You have a good morning, evening, afternoon. Remember tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care for now, friends. Peace out.